I dissolve myself in the divine will, and I make myself present, most holy Trinity, as you speak these words to Joshua. Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land which I am giving to them, to the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given to you as I promised to Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites to the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you or forsake you. Be strong and of good courage. Be not frightened, neither be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I glorify your merciful providence, Lord, as Joshua sends 2 spies into the land of Jericho to search out the land. When they came into the land, they entered the house of a harlot, whose name was Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told to the king of Jericho, Behold, certain men of Israel have come here tonight to search out the land. Then the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that have come to you, who entered your house, for they have come to search out all the land. But Rahab had taken the 2 men and hidden them. And she said, True, men came to me, but I did not know where they came from. And when the gate was to be closed at dark, the men went out. Where the men went I do not know. Pursue them quickly, for you will overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof, and hid them with the stalks of flax which she had laid in order on the roof. So the men pursued after them on the way to the Jordan as far as the fords, and as soon as the pursuers had gone out, the gate was shut. Before they had laid down, Rahab came up to them on the roof, and said to the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, and that the fear of you has fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land melt away before you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the 2 kings of the Amorites that were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard it, our hearts melted, and there was no courage left in any man because of you. For the Lord your God is he who is God in heaven and above and on earth beneath. Now then, swear to me by the Lord that, as I have dealt kindly with you, you also will deal kindly with my father's house, and give me a sure sign, and save alive my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and deliver our lives from death. And the men said to her, Our life for yours. If you do not tell this business of ours, then we will deal kindly and faithfully with you when the Lord gives us the land. Then she let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was built into the city wall, so that she dwelt in the wall. And she said to them, Go into the hills, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days until the pursuers have returned. Then afterward you may go your way. The men said to her, We will be guiltless with respect to the oath of yours which you have made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, you shall bind this scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down, and you shall gather into your house your father and mother, your brothers, and all your father's household. If anyone goes out of the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we shall be guiltless. But if a hand is laid upon anyone who is with you in the house, his blood shall be upon our head. But if you tell this business of ours, then we shall be guiltless with respect to your oath which you have made us swear. And she said, According to your words, so be it. Then she sent them away, and they departed, and she bound the scarlet cord in the window. The men departed and went into the hills, and remained there 3 days until the pursuers returned, for the pursuers had made search all along the way and found nothing. Then the 2 spies came down again from the hills, and passed over and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and they told him all that had befallen them. And they said to Joshua, Truly the Lord has given all the land into our hands, and moreover all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of us. Early in the morning Joshua rose and set out from Shittim with all the people of Israel, and they came to the Jordan, and lodged there before they passed over. At the end of 3 days the officers went through the camp, and commanded the people, When you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God being carried by the Levitical priests, then you shall set out from your place and follow it, so that you may know the way you shall go, for you have not passed this way before. Yet there shall be a space between you and it, a distance about 2,000 cubits. Do not come near the ark of the covenant." And Joshua said to the people, "Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you." And Joshua said to the priests, "Take up the ark of the covenant and pass on before the people." So they did. When the people set out from their tents to pass over the Jordan, bearing the ark of the covenant before the people, and when those who bore the ark had come to the Jordan, and the feet of the priests bearing the ark were dipped in the brink of the waters coming down from above stood and rose up in a heap far off, and all of Israel passed over it on dry ground. And while all Israel were passing over on dry ground, the priests who bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood on dry ground in the midst of the Jordan, until all the nation had finished passing over it. I love you and adore you, my God, in this miracle you worked for your people of allowing them to pass over on dry ground. I thank you with your own infinite thanksgiving in the name of all, for all the times you have made a way for your children when it seemed like there was no way. I love you in the act in which Joshua commissioned 12 men, one from each of the tribes of Israel, to go and collect a large stone from the place where the feet of the priests had stood, and, taking these stones, had them laid out and erected as a memorial for the generations to come of what God had done for them, that, just as he had dried up the waters of the Red Sea so the children of Israel could pass through, so he dried up the waters of the Jordan River for his people. After the miraculous passing of the children of Israel over the Jordan River, you, Lord, instruct Joshua to have all of the sons of Israel circumcised, for the entire generation had not been circumcised when they were born into the 40 years of wandering in the desert. After they had been circumcised, the Israelites celebrate the feast of Passover on the 14th day of the month in the plains of Jericho. The very next day after that Passover meal, the manna from heaven ceased falling, and the Israelites ate of the fruit of the land of Canaan. I follow you, divine will, as Joshua saw a vision from heaven when he was by Jericho. He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man stood before him, with his drawn sword in his hand, and Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you for us or for our adversaries?" And he said, "No, but as commander of the army of the Lord I have now come." And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped, and said to him, "What does my Lord bid his servant?" And the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Put off your shoes from your feet, for the place where you stand is holy." And Joshua did so. Most Holy Trinity, I enter into Joshua's act of worshiping you before he proceeded into battle. With this act of worship, I prepare for all military leaders, past, present, and future, who have ever fought for selfish purposes or neglected to seek your help and blessing. I also prepare for all times we have forgotten that we are not contending against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the powers, against the world rulers of this present darkness, against the spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. I go around to all hearts and whisper these words, "The battle belongs to the Lord." And for all these souls, I beseech the grace that they would desire to live and die for your glory. Now, Jericho was shut up from within and from without because of the people of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have given into your hand Jericho, with its king and mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all the men of war going around the city once. Thus you shall do for 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark, and on the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, the priests blowing the trumpets. And when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, as soon as you hear the sound of the trumpet, then all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up, every man straight before him. So, as Joshua commanded the people, the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the Lord went forward, blowing the trumpets, with the ark of the covenant of the Lord following them. And the armed men went before the priests who blew the trumpets, and the rear guard came after the ark, while the trumpets blew continually. But Joshua commanded the people, "You shall not shout or let your voice be heard, neither shall any word go out of your mouth until the day I bid you shout. Then you shall shout." So he caused the ark of the Lord to compass the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp and spent the night in the camp. So the Israelites marched around the walls of the city 6 days in a row. On the 7th day, they rose early at the dawn of day, and marched around the city in the same manner 7 times. It was only on that day that they marched around the city 7 times. And at the 7th time, when the priests had blown the trumpets, Joshua said to the people, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city, and the city and all that is within it shall be devoted to the Lord for destruction. Only Rahab the harlot and all who are with her in her house shall live, because she hid the messengers that we sent. But you, keep yourselves from the things in the city devoted to destruction, lest they make the camp of Israel a thing for destruction and bring trouble upon it. But all silver and gold and vessels of bronze and iron are sacred to the Lord. They shall go into the treasury of the Lord." So the people shouted, and the trumpets were blown. As soon as the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people raised a great shout, and the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. Then they utterly destroyed all in the city, both men and women, young and old, oxen, sheep, and asses, with the edge of the sword. And Joshua said to the 2 men who had spied out the land, "Go into the harlot's house, and bring out from it the woman and all who belong to her, as you swore to her." So the young men who had been spies went in, and brought out Rahab and her father and mother and brothers, and all who belonged to her, and they brought all her kindred, and set them outside the camp of Israel. And they burned the city with fire, and all within it. Only the silver and gold, and the vessels of bronze and of iron, they put in the treasury of the house of the Lord. But Rahab the harlot, and her father's household, and all who belonged to her, Joshua saved alive, and she dwelt in Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. I enter into the moment in which the Israelites marched around the walls of the city of Jericho. I fuse my feet within their feet, and within every step they take, I glorify you, Most Holy Trinity, and I pray and beseech that within every step of the Israelites it would be a prayer. Each and every step would be a prayer asking for the kingdom of your divine will to be granted to all the world. I place myself around each and every heart, past, present, and future, but in a special way, all hearts that are alive right now, and I intend to walk around the walls of each and every heart. And just as the Israelites shout with all their might, and the trumpets blast around the walls of the city of Jericho, I intend to shatter and to break the walls that are surrounding hearts, that are preventing them from giving themselves entirely to Jesus. So I place myself before the wall of every heart right now, and I shout, "Fiat voluntas tua," let his kingdom come. And may his will be done on earth as in heaven. And with the simple faith of a child, I believe that you are working miracles, Most Holy Trinity, in the hearts of all souls right now, and that our simplicity in obeying you by praying these rounds over and over again, even though it seems like it's nothing, we believe that you are working great miracles in the world and the hearts of all souls for your glory and for your kingdom, just as the Israelites marched around the walls of the city, doing something so simple We offer you this obedience of the Israelites, all the obedience of all your children in following simple instructions, past, present, and future. We offer you our faith. And we want to repair you for all the times that souls have not followed your instructions, for all the times that souls have strove to do things on their own without waiting for you to tell them what to do. We repair for all the times that souls have taken things into their own hands. We repair you with the perfect obedience of all the souls that love you. I enter into the utter destruction of the city of Jericho, as no spoils, no treasures of war are kept for the Israelites, but everything is sacrificed to you, Lord, either by being burned away and destroyed or by being taken into your treasury. I profoundly adore you within each and every conquest, past, present, and future. And I give you the glory as if each and every battle had been wholeheartedly devoted to you, as if each and every victory had been entirely consecrated to you. With all of this glory from all battles, past, present, and future, that you're receiving, Most Holy Trinity, I pray you that you would grant us the greatest victory of establishing your kingdom to reign on earth as in heaven. I glorify your exuberant generosity, Most Holy Trinity, in saving Rahab and her entire family from destruction and giving her not only a place to live with the Israelites, but giving her an honored position in the line that will lead to your birth, Jesus. I glorify you in the fact, Lord, that Rahab eventually married a man of Judah named Salmon and became the mother of Boaz. So Rahab became the great-great-grandmother of King David. This harlot prostitute from Canaan gave birth to the souls that would lead to the line of the future Messiah. I want to pour graces into all souls, past, present, and future, who doubt that they could ever be a part of your family, God. Souls who doubt that they could ever be saints, or could ever be holy, or could ever do good things because of their past or because of the life that they're born into. I go around to all souls who feel that they are simply born for destruction, and I want to pour graces of sweetness and attraction and love to you, Lord, so that they will realize that you don't care the situation that anybody is born into, and you love to use all souls that you created as pieces of your plan, as pieces of your masterpiece. I compassionate you, my God, as, despite the overwhelming goodness you have shown your people in giving them effortless victory over the city of Jericho, your command that they must keep no spoils for themselves, but destroy them, and that all the silver and gold is to be dedicated to you in the temple, is blatantly disregarded by one Israelite, Achan, the son of Camri from the tribe of Judah. Joshua, unaware of this theft, sent some men to attack the city of Ai, which should have been an easy conquest, but it was not. The men who were sent were defeated and returned with hearts melted like water. The people of Israel were dejected and feared greatly what the Canaanites would do to them. I enter into the act in which Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the evening, he and the elders of Israel, and they put dust upon their heads. I enter into the words that Joshua spoke to you. Alas, O Lord God, why hast thou brought this people over the Jordan at all, to give us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us? What that we had been content to dwell beyond the Jordan? O Lord, what can I say, when Israel has turned their backs before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land will hear of it, and will surround us and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do for thy great name? The Lord said to Joshua, Arise, why have you thus fallen upon your face? Israel has sinned. They have transgressed my covenant which I commanded them. They have taken some of the devoted things, they have stolen and lied, and put them among their own stuff. Therefore, the people of Israel cannot stand before their enemies. They turn their backs before their enemies because they have become a thing for destruction. I will be with you no more, unless you destroy the devoted things from among you. Up, sanctify the people, and say, Sanctify yourselves for tomorrow, for thus says the Lord God of Israel. There are devoted things in the midst of you, O Israel. You cannot stand before your enemies until you take away the devoted things from among you. In the morning, therefore, you shall be brought near by your tribes. And the tribe which the Lord takes shall come near by families, and the family which the Lord takes shall come near by households, and the household which the Lord takes shall come near man by man. And he who is taken with the devoted things shall be burned with fire, he and all that he has, because he has transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he has done a shameful thing in Israel. So Joshua rose early in the morning, and brought Israel near tribe by tribe, and the tribe of Judah was taken. And he brought near the families of Judah, and the family of the Zerahites was taken. And he brought near the family of the Zerahites man by man, and Zabdi was taken. And he brought near his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Camri, son of Zabdi, son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah was taken. Then Joshua said to Achan, My son, give glory to the Lord God of Israel, and render praise to him, and tell me now what you have done. Do not hide it from me. And Achan answered Joshua, Of a truth I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and this is what I did. When I saw among the spoil a beautiful mantle from Shinar, and 200 shekels of silver, and a bar of gold weighing 50 shekels, then I coveted them and took them, and behold, they are hidden in the earth inside my tent, with the silver underneath. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran to the tent. And behold, it was hidden in his tent, with the silver underneath. And they took them out of the tent, and brought them to Joshua and all the people of Israel, and they laid them down before the Lord. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, and the silver and the mantle and the bar of gold, and his sons and daughters, and his oxes and asses and sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them up to the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, Why did you bring trouble upon us? The Lord brings trouble on you today. And all Israel stoned him with stones. They raised over him a great heap of stones that remains to this day. Then the Lord turned from his burning anger. Therefore, to this day the name of that place is called the Valley of Achor. I glorify your mercy, Lord, in punishing the sins of your people, so that they will not grow more bold in evil, yet always desiring each soul to be saved, even those who are executed for violating your covenant. I go around to all times, past, present, and future, in which souls are put to death because of the crimes they commit, and I pour the tears that you shed over each and every heart, Jesus, so that they may be softened in order to accept your mercy, to truly repent of their sins, and to desire to love and worship you for all eternity. After Israel is purged of its sin through Achan's death, you, Lord, come to Joshua and command him to take the city of Ai, for you will be with your people. This time you remove the mandate that all spoils must be dedicated to you, for you have compassion on the weakness of your people, and you lower the bar of morality for them. I profoundly adore and thank you in the name of all souls, most holy Trinity, for the victory you gave to the Israelites over Ai, as you told Joshua to extend his javelin over the city, keeping his arm outstretched throughout the whole day's battle, much like Moses kept his arms outstretched in prayer while all Israel triumphed over the Amalekites. With this act of you granting victory to the Israelites over Ai when they are obedient to your commands, but withholding from them victory when they transgress your covenant, I pour graces into all souls, past, present, and future, so that they may realize that every battle belongs to you, and that true success in life can only be achieved through complete abandonment to your divine will. I enter into the moment in which Joshua, after this victory over Ai, built an altar to you, Lord, on Mount Ebal, and offered sacrificial offerings to you in the presence of the whole assembly of Israel. For you had commanded through Moses that, after the nation was gathered into the promised land, the people of Israel must renew their covenant with you and swear to be obedient to your laws. So Joshua wrote upon the stones a copy of the whole law of Moses, read all of the words to the whole assembly, to the men, women, children, and the sojourners among them. The priests who were carrying the Ark of the Covenant blessed the people, as they were reminded and warned that faithfulness to the terms of the covenant would result in blessing for them, but disobedience would result in a curse. I glorify your compassion and mercy, Lord, in being so patient with your people and continually reminding them of what they have been told so many times, even as you know that many of them will pay no heed to your warnings and will transgress your covenant again and again. I follow you, divine will, as all the kings who were beyond the Jordan in the hill country and in the lowland heard of the power and strength of your people. They gathered together with one accord to fight Joshua and Israel. But when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and to Ai, they on their part acted with cunning, wanting to convince the Israelites that they had come from a faraway country and not from the land of Canaan, since they feared being destroyed like the rest of the Canaanites. They went and made ready provisions, and took worn-out sacks upon their asses, and wineskins worn out and torn and mended, with worn-out patched sandals on their feet and worn-out clothes, and all their provisions were dry and moldy. Like this they went to Joshua in the camp at Gilgal, and said to him and to the men of Israel, We have come from a faraway country, so now make a covenant with us. But the men of Israel said to the Hivites, Perhaps you live among us, and how can we make a covenant with you? They said to Joshua, We are your servants. And Joshua said to them, Who are you, and where do you come from? They said to him, From a very far country your servants have come, because of the name of the Lord your God. For we have heard a report of him, and all that he did in Egypt, and all that he did to the 2 kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan. And our elders and all the inhabitants of our country said to us, Take provisions in your hand for the journey, and go to meet them, and say to them, We are your servants. Come now, make a covenant with us. Here is our bread. It was still warm when we took it from our houses as our food for the journey, on the day we set forth to come to you. But now, behold, it is dry and moldy. These wineskins were new when we filled them, and behold, they are burst. And these garments and shoes of ours are worn out from the very long journey. So the Israelites partook of their provisions and did not ask direction from the Lord, who would have prevented them from being deceived. They failed to discern the Lord's will on the matter and foolishly made a covenant with the Gibeonites, even though in the law of Moses they are forbidden to make covenants with other nations that inhabit the land of Canaan. But Joshua made peace with them and made a covenant with them to let them live, and the leaders of the congregation swore to them. At the end of 3 days, after they had made a covenant with them, the Israelites heard that they were actually their neighbors and that they dwelt among them. And the people of Israel set out and reached their cities on the 3rd day, but did not kill them, because the leaders of the congregation had sworn to them by the Lord, the God of Israel. All the congregation of Israel murmured against their leaders, but all the leaders said to all the congregation, We have sworn to them by the Lord, the God of Israel, and now we may not touch them. This we will do to them, and let them live, lest wrath be upon us because of the oath which we swore to them. And the leaders said to them, Let them live. So they became hewers of wood and drawers of water for all the congregation, as the leaders had said of them. Joshua summoned the Gibeonites, and he said to them, Why did you deceive us, saying, We are very far from you when you dwell among us? Now therefore you are cursed, and some of you shall always be slaves, hewers of wood and drawers of water for the house of my God. They answered Joshua, Because it was told to your servants for a certainty that the Lord your God had commanded his servant Moses to give you all the land, and to destroy all the inhabitants of the land from before you. So we feared greatly for our lives because of you, and did this thing. And now, behold, we are in your hand. So do as it seems good and right in your sight to do to us. So he did to them, and delivered them out of the hand of the people of Israel, and they did not kill them. But Joshua made them that day hewers of wood and drawers of water for the congregation and for the altar of the Lord, to continue to this day in the place which he should choose. I glorify your goodness, Lord, in all the instances, past, present, and future. This instance in Joshua's life, instances in my own life, in which you have overlooked hasty mistakes that we have made. I thank you in the name of all for your paternal goodness in making all things work together for good for those who love you, and for not allowing our mistakes to devastate us or to keep us away from your love. I follow you, divine will, as 5 of the kings in the region of Canaan had heard of the power of the Israelites, and that the mighty city of Gibeon had made an alliance with them. So these 5 kings banded together and sought to wipe out Israel and Gibeon. I worship your power and steadfast love in the marvels you worked for your people in battle, as you said. Do not fear them, for I have given them into your hands. There shall not be a man of them stand before you. So Joshua came upon them suddenly, having marched up all night from Gilgal. And the Lord threw them into a panic before Israel, who slew them with a great slaughter. And as they fled before Israel, the Lord threw down great stones from heaven upon them as far as Azekah, and they died. There were more who died because of the hailstones than the men of Israel killed with the sword. Then spoke Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord gave the Amorites over to the men of Israel, and he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still at Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the nation took vengeance on their enemies. The sun stayed in the midst of heaven, and did not hasten to go down for about a whole day. There has been no day like it before or since, when the Lord hearkened to the voice of a man, for the Lord fought for Israel. Sovereign ruler of the universe, I thank you on behalf of all for the victory you gave to the Israelites as they defeated the 5 kings and their armies. They took the hill country and the Negeb and the lowland and the slopes and all of their kings, including Jabin, the king of Hazar, who was formerly the head of all the kingdoms. The Israelites left none in that region remaining, because the Lord their God fought for them. Much of the land of Canaan still remained to be possessed, but Joshua apportioned out a large amount to Israel, tribe by tribe, as their inheritance, and God's children had rest from war. I keep you company, Eternal Father, as Joshua has grown advanced in years and summons all of Israel to speak to them one last time, reminding them of all you have done for them, promising that they will conquer the remaining nations that God promised them, if they are faithful to keep his covenant and do not intermarry with the foreigners. He exhorts them to be very steadfast to keep and do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, and not to allow themselves to be swayed by the other nations. Now therefore fear the Lord, he said, and serve him in sincerity and in faithfulness. Put away the gods which your fathers served beyond the river and in Egypt, and serve the Lord. And if you be unwilling to serve the Lord, choose this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your fathers served in the region beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I love and adore you, most holy Trinity, with the life of Joshua. I read you all of his acts in the divine will, all of the words he spoke, all of his breaths and heartbeats, his courage in war, his obedience in following you, and his love and his trust in you. I redo all of these acts of his in the divine will and offer them to you as a powerful weapon to call down the kingdom. I place my I love you within the last breath of his life as he dies and is buried in his inheritance. And with his final breath, I beseech you to grant all souls the promised land of heaven to come and reign in all the earth. I also enter into the life of Eleazar. I place my I love you on his last breath as he breathes his last and is buried. I place my I love you upon the life of Joseph, whose bones that were taken from Egypt are now buried in the promised land. Most generous lover of humanity, I want to repair you for all of the rebellions of all of your children, past, present, and future, in the face of your goodness, by offering you the lives of those who have sacrificed so much for your glory, the lives of all your saints, both known and unknown, past, present, and future. I multiply the love that they all gave you in the divine will, and I give you the glory as if every soul on earth had always loved you with all their heart, with all their mind, with all their soul, and with all their strength. With your own infinite power, and with your very acts of victory, I pray you that, just as you conquered the kingdoms of Canaan, so conquer all hearts for your name. May all souls fall in love with the God of Israel, just as Rahab did, so that the kingdom of the divine will may be established on earth as it is in heaven. Fiat.